I don't think anyone in the last 8 or 9 years, or maybe even longer, would have said that City at home or away. The word easy never comes up to my mind if I think about City. I know everybody's looking at their results, and I've seen them as well, but if you face them, and that's what we do, you analyze it, and then I've seen, so for example against Brighton, they were 1-0 up, could have scored 2 or 3-0, didn't, and then got beaten 2-1 against Tottenham. They could have been, after 20 minutes, 2 or 3 goals up, weren't, and against Feyenoord, that has not happened many times. They were 3-0 up, completely dominated the game, and then all of a sudden in the end it was 3-3. So they are still a very, very, very good team, and one of the reasons why I think Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world, or one of the best managers in the world, I think the best though, is that he always comes up with solutions for his problems. So and his problem now might be that Rodri is out, but we all know, at least I think, that he will come up with a problem that their run of form will go again, hopefully after Sunday.
I have to put myself now, so it's not excuse. Rodri is not there. What do I have to do? Cry all the time because Rodri is not there? Or the 4 central defenders have not been there for a long time in the last month? I have to find a solution. I have to find a way to do it. And this is, I'm trying every day.
Let's welcome in, shall we? Stewart Robson joins us. Don Hutchison with us as well. Robbo is in Germany ahead of the Klassiker. But let's focus on this game, shall we, Robbo? What I thought was interesting, you made a good point, actually, I thought, Robbo, for you, was when you were on last, talking about Manchester City and that lack of pace in midfield. Now, the problem is, there's nothing you can do about that, is there? There's not all of a sudden the players are going to get a boost, give them some spinach, and off they go. This is what Pep Guardiola has to deal with. So how does he deal with it going into Sunday's game?
Well, first of all, one of the problems they've had, if they're not keeping the ball quite as well and they're not making the most of the opportunities that have come their way. And that's been the way that Man City have played. They've dominated possession, so their lack of athleticism at times has never been shown up. But now they're not keeping the ball quite so well. They're not creating as many chances. They're not forcing the issue in the top third of the field. So when they lose the ball, they're too easy to counter-attack. And when you lack pace in midfield, people are running beyond them, and that makes it difficult for the back 4, back 3, whatever system they're playing, to make decisions. They've got to make quick decisions. Do they step up for offside? Do they go and close the ball down? Do they drop off and defend the space? And Man City's defenders haven't had to do that on a regular basis until these last few weeks, and they're making bad decisions. We saw for the 3rd goal against Feyenoord, player had time on the ball and they tried to step up to play offside when it was never on. The goalkeeper then makes a bad decision to come outside his box, and that's been happening for the last few weeks. Against Tottenham, they were far too easy to counterattack. So there's nothing that Pep Guardiola can actually do about it in terms of changing the physical shape of his team. They've got to be more compact, they've got to keep the ball better in the top third of the field, and they've got to make sure they've got their players in the right positions for when they do lose the ball. And in that, if they can do that well, they might just cause Liverpool 1 or 2 problems.
Will they be able to do that, though, Robbo?
I don't think so. I think they're lacking confidence, they're lacking that athleticism, which I'm talking about, and they can't put anybody in there. The only 2 players that have got real pace in the side at the moment, Savinho and Doku, who's not playing at the moment, but Savinho's got pace. Walker did have pace, but he showed against Tottenham he was beaten far too easily. I'm not sure how they're going to defend, and they've lost a bit of authority. Rodri and Diaz gave them authority. Haaland, although he's a great striker, doesn't give them that same authority. You need a spine in your team, and that spine is also missing with Man City at the moment, and that's why they're having massive problems.
If City don't get anything from this game, Don, is their title defence over?
Finished. Absolutely finished. I think the answer is, I think Kyle Walker will come in at right back in place of Rico Lewis. And I think Ruben Diaz will come in instead of Akanji. And I think Akanji will be the one that steps into midfield to give them those legs, to give them that bit of authority where they can be a little bit more defensive. I interviewed Noel Gallagher tonight without dropping any names in, Dan, massive Man City fan.
How did we get there?
And I asked him the question.
Do you have any tickets?
Because I asked him the question, because I knew the answer to the question, but I wanted to hear it from a Man City fan. And I asked him, I said, will Pep change, you know, what he's going to do? Because he's always been on the front foot. He's always found solutions.
Why are you asking him, Don? You're the former professional. He's just a musician. What do you care about his opinion?
I knew the answer to the question. I just wanted to hear it from him. And he said, absolutely not. He said they will go and attack Liverpool at Anfield. There's no other way. So if they are going to do that, they're going to need a Kanji to sit in that midfield. They're going to need Kyle Walker to slot in at right back to try and take care of Luis Diaz. I don't see it, Dan. The question you asked me, 11 clear, Liverpool will go if they win. If they go 11 clear, Man City are done. It reminds me of the COVID year when Man City were miles behind and they couldn't recover. And this, to me, smacks of a rebuild. Thank goodness for Man City fans that Pep's going to be around because he signed his new 2-year deal for the rebuild. That's the good news for Man City. But if Liverpool go 11 clear of Man City, forget the title, they are done.
They've always struggled at Anfield. One win in their last 20 matches.
Yeah.
Shaka, have you been speaking to any musicians about this?
I called Sting, but he
Really?
but he didn't answer. I'm not sure.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure. But going to Liverpool in this kind of form is no easy task. And also, given all the issues that we've seen and the boys have spoken about in Manchester City, I also feel that there's this disconnect about City, about their players, kind of almost not knowing where each other are. And you look at Guardiola and the mistakes he made, as basic as they were, it just feels like this team, nobody's singing from the same hymn sheet. And to Slot's comments about Pep Guardiola, the thing is, you just cannot write City off. You cannot discount Pep Guardiola finding that solution. I think it was 2 years ago where he started to employ Stones in this kind of hybrid wing-back, stepping into midfield, and nobody could quite figure out how to play up against City. And you just wonder if it's going to take something like that to reverse City's fortunes.
I like we've gone day and night, by the way. It's the night and day.
Well, I'm not.
You in charge of that, Shaq?
No, I'm not. But to the point, you just, given all their issues, that you just, even with Pep Guardiola's tinkering and figuring things out, you just don't see how it comes together against a team who, as much as you know exactly what you're getting from Liverpool, nobody's been able to stop them.
No, not at all. It's been the absolute polar opposite to what we've seen from Manchester City. What in particular has impressed you, Robbo, that Arne Slot has done since taking over?
Well, it's not just Arne Slot. I was talking to Paul McCartney, and he was saying, how he's got the team playing really well. He's got a good squad now. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing in midfield. McAllister and Gravenberch are playing really well. They've got a midfield player in Jones or it's Sloboslai who are making forward runs. The front players interchange positions. They're trying to run in behind. Salah's playing to his best at the moment. He's enjoying his football. And they've also been good defensively. And I think they've shown a bit more composure on the ball. Arne Slot, from the very first day he took over, when we were in the USA watching him play in the pre-season friendlies, everything was right about them. They were playing with penetration when they needed to. They kept the ball when they needed to. They defended as a team. They showed great energy, and he's continued that throughout the season. They are going to have a blip at some point. They are going to get injuries. They are going to have a couple of games where they don't play quite so well. They might lose. But at the moment, they look a very good team run by a very good manager.
Should we take a look at some predictions? Yesterday, of course, Jan surprised everyone by saying that Manchester City were going to go there and win by 2-1. Maybe a Haaland bias there, yeah. Isn't it weird? Like, how does this play out not in the way that we think it's going to play out, Don?
I just don't see it, Dan. I mean, the confidence is low, and I watched the Liverpool-Real Madrid game live, and my takeaway from that was they trampled all over Real Madrid, Liverpool. You know, watching the game, it was very evident there was two different styles. Arne Slot's style, when they had the ball, it was 5-yard passes. There was nothing expansive. He made life easy for the Liverpool players by playing low-risk football, so everything was 5 yards, 10 yards, where you can't really fail to, stick your passes together. And then without the ball, it reminded me of the best version of Jurgen Klopp's side, where they ran all over Real Madrid and trampled all over them and got near them and put tackles in, and the crowd was up, and the Conor Bradley tackle on Mbappe just lit the whole stadium up, and then everyone sort of followed suit. I just don't see it. The only way it can happen is if every single player turns it on for Man City, because when you look at Liverpool, you look at their 11, you look at their squad, every single player's in form. Maybe I might give Haaland, but every single player from a Man City point of view, from Ederson into Gundogan, Kyle Walker, Rico Lewis, all of them, Vardiol's making mistakes. Every single player from a Man City point is completely out of form. So that's why, you know, tongue-in-cheek, you ask the question, can they go there and be defensive? It's not in Pep's makeup. He's going to go there and attack. So unless he comes away with a 4-3 win and something crazy, I just don't see it. I think Liverpool will beat them.